I have been trying something new, and I want to tell you about it. What are you doing? I thought archery shop owners just go hunting, take off all the hunting season.
I'm leaving tomorrow. That's why I'm scrambling.
Isn't it the good life? Just leave whenever you want, off all the hunting season.
All I gotta do is make content, and everything just magically happens.
Nobody wants their bow tuned?
Not at all.
They all do that in March and April, like good little customers?
Well, hopefully within a couple of years they will all tune their own stuff, and I don't have to do it no more.
I've been playing with a new release. Josh is...
You mean the one I've been shooting?
Yeah, Josh has been playing with a new release.
Yeah, for 2 months now. I really like it.
You think you can hunt with it?
Well, I'm going to.
You're going to?
Like tomorrow.
We're gonna whip it out. Talk about it and go through some of the finer details.
See if we get canceled.
Go through some of the finer details of this this release. What we're seeing here is Michael Allman setting up a brand new release so you guys could see exactly how MFJJ and Michael, myself, have this release set up. So it's ready to rock in the field. There's a few different features on the release that you can customize, including the tension, the amount of fingers you want to shoot on it, the angle your fingers are at. But this is exactly how we have it set up right here.
Travel, you can do whatever. I like to have a good bit of travel, which it still isn't much. Travel.
Feeling hot, hot, hot.
Hot, hot. You're going to hunt with this.
Mm-hmm. Might shoot something tomorrow, you never know.
Stand clicker, new to the market, I don't know, a month and a half ago. We did a podcast with Joel, sat down with him, got to break it down and talk about like the release of the product. I got to shoot it then, and I probably put 30 or 40 arrows through it. And I really liked the concept, but I was going into hunting season, so I didn't really want to switch up my gear. Now that I'm done with my first big archery hunt of the year and I got a gap, I've had time to get more reps through it. And I'm pretty excited about this thing. I've shot my best this last week. Shot my best score in Vegas, all with this. We're gonna rip a few arrows, talk about it. Dang, dude. You got a lift kit on this or what?
Yeah, actually, but it's beat to hell now.
Look at this bow case. Is this a hunting rig?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Little carbone.
Just a little experiment we did.
Little mad scientist special.
Yeah.
Inside the mind of a madman here.
Well, I like the way the spring attaches through here, but that's all the Onyxes. They all function in a really nice, comfortable manner that would make it easy to put on there. I like that it closes so I can let go of it and leave it on. So when I'm in tree stands and ground blinds and things like that, I'll use a release like this. When I'm running and gunning, I'll still use something that straps to me. This release has such an infinite amount of adjustment. You can move the trigger buttons around all over the place. The click method that Joel thought up is just mentally really comfortable, and that's really what I like about it more than anything. I like the Onyx platform, but this click is just really cool.
And what size are your mitts and what size is your release?
What do you don't try to compensate now? Let's get it level. There you go. Why do people get insecure about the size of their hands? So yeah, I have a long, skinny.
You got the long fingers, dude.
I got long digits.
And my mitts are, I wear a large golf glove for reference.
If you can find me like an extra large tall would probably be ideal if they made them, but no, usually like 2X. Mostly extra large is it doesn't go all the way to the web here in the finger. It's really soothing mentally. It gets all your thoughts back here where they belong. You know, you can do your whole acquisition, center on your peep, put the pin up on the target, check your level, and pull on until you hear a click. And then, oh, okay. There it goes. It's kind of nice.
Next week, my Nevada hunt film goes live. Make sure you come back. That was a freaking awesome hunt, and I can't wait to share it with you guys.
I like that weight too. Once again, ground blind tree stands, I'm not carrying extra weight around on any kind of real distance, so I'd much rather have the heavier one in that scenario.
And this is actually going with him hunting this weekend, no fluff kind of deal. This is methods to make it fire.
Yeah.
Tell him, talk about how you're actually making a fire right now.
You're supposed to use single digit manipulation, which means you put your thumb on it, you squeeze it till it clicks, and then your brain goes back there and you keep pulling conk. I've used it in a manner that I'm not supposed to, according to Joel. I like to touch my thumb and my forefinger together, and I'll still apply pressure in my hand to engage to the click and then continuing pressure in my hand as opposed to single digit manipulation. I don't think there's any issue firing it either way personally, but if you ask the man, I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah. But you're the man too.
I've tried it both ways, and mentally for me, I've shot with my thumb touching my forefinger in a thumb button for so long. Mentally, it makes me feel like I can't punch because it's in my thumb, my forefinger's in the way of my thumb to try to punch the trigger. Maybe it'll work out better in the long run going the other way, but for right now, to be comfortable with it and feel good about it, that's the way I'm running it.
And there's more than one way to skin a goose. The way I heard Bodie talk about making this thing fire, and this is me paraphrasing Bodie, Bodie's really good at archery, is he's trying to pull his pinky towards his thumb, kind of this mechanism, and that.
Well, I would say that's almost very similar to how I'm firing it. I'm just keeping my thumb out because I'm more squeezing my hand, which that's your pinky engagement pressure down towards your thumb. That's kind of squeezing your hand as opposed to isolating your thumb movement.
And what I would say you should do is listen to Bodie, listen to Joel, listen to Josh, and I'm kind of doing a hybrid method, I would say, because I do tend to get to the back wall, and sometimes I will get like a little soft back here. I really like the idea.
You're not pulling.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's because I pull really hard at the start, and then I kind of
You
soften
get all
up
tuckered out.
Yeah.
Like, I used it all up.
I'm all done.
That's all I got.
I'm here. I'm done.
I'm spent.
But I'm pulling a little, and I'm also squeezing here. And for me, it's given me the most predictability to my shot timing of any release I've shot. And I've shot a lot of arrows with a button, thousands of arrows this year with a hinge, and I went to this and instantly it was kind of like a love at first sight.
Well, it's that new release smell.
Yeah.
Everybody loves that new release smell.
Yeah, it's new, but I think it's going to stick with me because it's predictable.
No, it's the real deal, and it's as long as you don't have like severe target panic or that sort of thing, it's a really great release for you. When you operate single digit manipulation, that's where target panic people struggle. Right?
And then you can say, I'm going to make
it. You can go whap, right? It's not ideal in that scenario, but as long as you don't have target panic, it's a very, very good and clean and accurate and duplicatable thing. Which is why I shot a thumb instead of a hinge, because I felt like my hand and anchor position was way more consistent and didn't drift off. And I'm trying to duplicate, right? So if you're pulling and pulling and pulling, your hand's pulling off your jaw as you're pulling, as you're rotating, because you're got so much movement in it to make it go off, that's inconsistent for me. So that's why I always shot a thumb, and that allows me to still get that engagement and that click and that mental capacity going back without the movement.
And I still think at the end of the day, you got to figure out what works best for you.
Oh, yeah.
But this is a really good solution for a lot of people, and that little click is a really good way to just say, hey, here's where I am, here's my point in time, let's go.
Boom.
I'm really digging it. Check this. Click here to reset it. Then once it's reset, if you're in the stand or whatever, you can just hang it. Now, when I first tried this, I was stoked on it, but there was a little bit of a learning curve. And the learning curve for me was basically getting to the click and not jamming through it. Because the first time I tested this, I shot a round of Vegas, 30 arrows, 10 rounds of 3. And I would say 3 of the arrows, I went wapow, and it just broke. So it's just taken me a second to get used to finding the click, working through the trigger. But other than that, like, this thing has been really straightforward as far as how to shoot it, shot timing, learning curve, feels good in the hand. Feels good in the hand. And I got a large, by the way. They make these things in different sizes, but for most of you that have, I don't know, normal size mitts, the large is probably gonna be what you're gonna go to. As far as hunting goes, I would definitely hunt with this because the most shit's gonna go haywire when you're hunting, like the amount of pressure you're gonna put on the thumb, how fast you might pull through your hinge. All of those things are gonna change the most when you're under the most pressures. Having something like this that keeps you present in that moment, I'm into it. And I've shot a few animals with my hinge and click, and for me, that was a really good way to keep me present. This is just more predictable when it comes to where is my click, how long is it gonna take me to fire? And that might just be a me thing, and particularly a me thing because when I get tense with a hinge, I start gripping heavy through my index finger, just like this. And then it gets really hard to roll the hinge to make it go off. And then when I'm stuck here, my shots get a little unpredictable. I get late in my shot cycle, low on oxygen, my bow starts doing this. A hinge with a click has been a really good way to keep me present. But as far as the predictability of making shots break, this is the best I've found. Just one little quick, like, elephant in the room concern. Actually, before we get in the elephant room, let's talk about the real elephant in the room. 100,000 subscribers, on the road to 100K. Guys, I need your help. Tap the subscribe button. When we hit 100K, we're gonna do a big bash archery event out here at Spokane Valley Archery. Other elephant in the room. Some people get concerned, or it's a common question is, should you hunt with a click? Will it disrupt the animals you're hunting? Is it bad to hunt with the click? And the clicks I've hunted with in the past have always been louder than this. Look, I'll put this right next to the mic. They've always been louder than this, and I've never had an animal get disturbed. So I really think in this particular instance, this click is so quiet. If anything, I would almost want it to be a touch louder. It's very subtle. If you're considering it for hunting, I really don't think that's gonna be an issue. If you're hunting with a loud ass click, maybe. But the thing to think about a click is when you're here, it's right next to your ear, so it's as loud as possible. If you went to 20 yards or 30 yards, almost any kind of click, you're not gonna disrupt an animal. Unless it's the loudest click, no wind, best conditions for something to hear, I wouldn't worry about it. And one more thing, when Joel Turner sees this video, hi Joel, I got a public challenge for you. Me versus you, one-on-one, pickleball, right here. We'll record it if the crowd wants us to. Leave a comment if you want me to record that. Yeah, Joel, me versus you, one-on-one pickleball. I heard you got a mean forehand. I want some. So you'll see this thing in this gold colored brass, a sage colored light green. They both look good. Brass is a little heavier. It's just the one I set up and shot, and I haven't really felt the need to switch because I shot really sweet with it. I definitely think it's a concept worth sampling if you haven't yet. Just a good way to keep you present, keep you in the moment. It's a good thing, especially for me. If you can try one out at your local archery shop, that's a great spot to do it. If you want to order one online, Josh sells them on his website, podiumarcher.com. I have a discount code with him. Save you 10%, which is kind of cool. And chances are, wherever you're at, hunting season is right around the corner. Hunt hard, hunt every day like it's your last. I will catch you back here for the next one.